By the way, I'm in Moolinda's Discord. I see King, and like, you know how that's like the tag of like what they're doing right now. All it says is streaming English 16-year-old.
That's funny.
Excellent.
Catches the eye. Yeah. Um. Yeah. You guys want to talk about Discord? I think Discord really ties into like pretty much what we've been talking about because like Discord and Twitch almost go hand in hand at this point. Like it's actually crazy like how it's changed the internet, and I think I think the internet's already amazing. Like, and I think everyone like thinks this, but like I think about this very frequently. How like we literally came from like nothing, and now like you can just hear my voice, and I'm sitting in the basement of my house, and I'm talking to somebody from Arizona and somebody from. Are you from Kentucky or Tennessee? I always forget.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. So like I don't know, they're just all over the world. That's so cool. But like it wasn't always this easy, and me and Goatus know this when we used to use Ventrilo. Did you ever use Ventrilo or TeamSpeak or anything, Melinda?
Nope.
Probably not. You've only been gaming for like 4 years. These apps were atrocious how bad they were.
Lies.
And we used to use these like frequently. Folders, Skippy yells. No.
Folders.
Even before these things though, like the internet, it was forums, you know? Like that's what it was. And like I remember going to like Guitar Hero forums back in the day, and I would like post, I was like, guys, I just got like this score on this song, and somebody's like, you suck. We actually got this score. I was like, but I want to be good. So I don't know. I tried 100% songs so I could get like on the top of a Guitar Hero forum, and like it's so cool how it's just like evolved over like the years.
Yeah, for sure. It's like from my experience, I never like I said, never used TeamSpeak, never used any of that. And so like I have friends who still like don't really want to make the transition over, especially like people who I play games with from real life, you know. And once they do, they normally really like it. I am so surprised at how many channels that I can be a part of and then just like kind of jump around like, hey, how are you, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go here, and it's really cool. Like, you know, like you said, you can talk to people from all over the world, and it's like they're right next to you.
Yeah.
So that's really cool for me.
Xbox Live was the best way to talk to friends for a long time, most reliable by far for ages. Yeah, I mean, Xbox Live was pretty decent. I think a lot of people use Skype as well. Was a real popular one. I still prefer Ventrilo, but you know,
I'm gonna profile you for a second. Moolinda, were you a big Tumblr girl?
No, but
oh, okay.
So I didn't actually have a Tumblr, but I knew I literally all my posts that I like follow on Instagram were just Tumblr pages, like all the time. But yeah.
I was never.
So I should have made one, but my sister had one.
How many Discords are you a part of, Moolinda?
Let me count while you keep talking.
So like this is really cool because they just recently added a feature, if you guys don't know, where you can make folders on Discord. I talked about it on my last stream a little bit, but it's so convenient because I was involved in like 100 Discords and I was not active in like 100 Discords. I was active in like 10 maybe. But now I can take my folders because a lot of them I just don't want to leave, you know? Like I'm in a friend's Discord. I don't want to like leave their Discord and stuff. But I put all the ones that like I might use in one folder. I put all the ones that I frequently use in another folder. I put all the ones that I like have like the GK podcast in one because that's where I post stuff. And then I have like all the miscellaneous ones in like different folders and stuff. But
I have 40, if you were wondering.
40?
Oh,
40. And I'm pretty active in honestly over half of them. So, and some of them are from H1 days, so we don't really.
H1 days? You were a big H1Z1 player, weren't you?
I loved H1. I wish
really?
We've
talked about that a few times on this podcast.
I love H1
the history and trials and tribulations of
it was
H1,
honestly
Z1
though,
of H1Z1 of H1ZR, and then now it's H1Z1 again, and
100 Discords. That statement just gave me an aneurysm, right? It's terrible. Like, because I don't know, I've just met so many like streamers over the years that it's just like, hey, join my Discord, and I'm like, okay, and then you like join the Discord. I was talking about this on my last stream. I feel like it's more beneficial to have like a joint Discord. That's why I love the solely Discord, Moolinda, because it's just like it doesn't really feel like it belongs to any like streamer. It's just like a place where
it doesn't belong to anyone. Yeah. It belongs to everyone. That's kind of why we made it. Like John and I made it together to just invite like people from League or anyone who wants to join. Like just join. As long as you're a decent person and you're not gonna start stuff.
That explains why I haven't gotten an invite.
No, you have an invite. Everybody has an invite. Just ask for one. Unless you're a terrible person, which you're not. So
how's it going, Grims? I'm a terrible person, but I get a pass.
Oh my god, you're not, Casey.
I've got I have 14 Discord servers. Of the
Hey, wait.
14, one of them
Pause.
is for Casey and I. It's just a podcast thing. One of them is a dead server that we have strictly to post like twice a year. Good job on the raid. Uh,
There you
and
go.
then like 3 or 4 others have all the same people in it, except for like a 1 or 2 person variation. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in 15 Discords.
You can, if you want, Moolinda, too, you can post your Discord in the chat. I think TR
Yeah.
will install. I think he
Okay.
was asking about it. I don't know if he was asking for my
Yeah.
Discord either, but there's my Discord,
Sure.
and then Moolinda has her Discord as well.
Yeah, I'll do that.
By the way, I'm in Moolinda's Discord. I see King, and like you know how that's like the tag of like what they're doing right now. All it says is streaming English 16-year-old.
That's funny.
Excellent.
Catches the eye, yeah.
If that doesn't bring him in, I don't know what will.
Oh, that's
I
terrible.
love that. That is hilarious.
Um,
But yeah, so anyone can join.
it, if anyone
Be a
didn't know about the
decent
Ventrilo days, though, like it was really kind of difficult to join a Ventrilo server. So back this was back when like people used World of Warcraft. It was difficult by Discord standards. It wasn't like terrible,
Yeah,
but
it
it
was
was like
extremely difficult by Discord standards.
you would get an IP address and you had to like type in that IP, and then along with the IP you would get like a PIN number or whatever. I forget what it was, but like you have to type in the PIN number, and then if there was a password, the password would be case sensitive, so you'd have to type in the password. You couldn't see what you were typing in. It would do like the little star things. I don't know why like every password does it. I get it. They're trying to hide things, but like you type it in like a normal password, and then you click the connect button, and it would tell you, hey, we couldn't connect. It wouldn't tell you what part of the message that you got wrong. You would just have to like figure out which one. And if you were joining a raid, people would like post that as a raid message, and you couldn't copy paste in World of Warcraft either. So you had to manually enter all this in. And then like there would be like issues a lot of the times where people would be like, "Hey, Discord's or Ventrilo is mandatory," and it would be like, "Okay." So you try to join it, and you'd be like, "Hey, it's not working for me," and they'd be like, "Well, I guess it's not mandatory for that guy." So sometimes people would fake it, and then they would be like called out for faking that it's not working. And it was such a mess, and it was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things you could do as an admin as well in Ventrilo, like if you knew the codings for it. And I belonged to a raiding guild back in Cataclysm, so a long time ago. And we had some guild drama, as guilds tend to have, especially back in those days.
Social Blueberry just dropped an awesome 6%
Social
raid. I hope you're having a
Blueberry,
wonderful
the
day.
5U host. What's up, everybody?
And
Welcome,
thank you for the follow, TR Lindsay. Code Blue, I love it.
Code Blue, I like that. That's
We're talking about Discord and like the effect that it's had on things. We're also talking about Ventrilo, if anyone knows what that is.
If you use Ventrilo, I want to know in chat that you use Ventrilo, please. But we had like a couple that was on the core rating team that were living together, and they were like in a serious relationship, or well, one of them was in a serious relationship and proposed to the other, and she said no. And then it started to obviously fall apart pretty quickly after that. And they would like you could put spy bots in channels where it like would listen to everything that was going on, but it didn't show that there was somebody in the channel.
That was a thing?
That was a thing you could do in Ventrilo, that admins could do. So they could like
So
listen
sketchy.
to another channel that they're not in, and you wouldn't know that they were listening. And like there were some really weird things.
That's so sketchy.
Do.
Why would that pop
That's
Yeah,
up?
like
it was
when
like-
parents listen on the home phone when you used to call.
Yeah,
like,
back
your
in the day, like
friends.
real quietly, like pick it up and
Yeah.
yeah, it's creepy. Ventrilo is a weird time for a lot, and I still think it's the better platform.
No, you don't. No, Ventrilo was like honestly like it was kind of funny. Oh, you also had to pay for it. So you had to pay for a Ventrilo server, and then you had to pay for like the amount of people that you wanted in it.
Yeah. So if you wanted 15 people to be able to be in your vent server, it was like $15 a month.
What?
Got 15 people. Yeah.
No thanks.
So if you had a raiding guild, which we did, and you had, we had 3 raid teams that would raid. So we would have 30 to 50 people with subs in. It was like $70 a month that guild members are like throwing into a pile to talk to each other on a call quality that wasn't nearly as good as Discord is for free. And there's no images, no text. It's just voice call, which, like, simplified is kind of nice, but there's so much stuff, like, if you want to be able to post rules or, like what the raid priorities were, stuff like that. Like, you couldn't do any of that. You just had like a bunch of people in a vent call. Nobody like push to talk nobody used push to talk because it was too convoluted on vent. And you had like some guy with an oscillating fan that would be like talking, and then every so often you just hear like that's a fan like oscillated by, and it was weird times. Weird times in voice talk.
I think it's like at what point, what was going on, and when I decided to create the Discord server? Do you remember? Because we were using Ventrilo, and I remember Goatus, or like there was an issue with it. Maybe it was like the people, like the capacity, and I was like, I'll just make a Discord server, and everyone was like, yeah, I guess we could try that. This was when like Discord was like kind of new, and like I mean,
everybody was making fun of me for using Vent still in Legion. I didn't know there was other options, and then you or Alec made the Discord server, I think.
I remember I made it because I was I jumped on it because I saw potential in owning the server. So I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna own the server, and then I can do whatever I want with it. Like, so I made it. But like that we ended up because we had some people start streaming eventually at that time, and like whenever you start streaming, everyone's like, I want my own server. So everyone was like starting to make their own servers and stuff, and I was like, okay, fine. If they're gonna make their own server, I'm gonna make my own. So I made another one. And that's the Kingdom today, and it's pretty good. So our old server was Sploosh, though, and that's what Goatus was talking about. People, we post in there like twice a year, and we'll come in because one of the last messages was "Great raid tonight, guys," and we never had a great raid, just for the record. But that's what we post twice a year. But if it weren't for Discord, if it weren't for that transfer of us coming over, I probably wouldn't. I might not have gone into streaming. I might not have met Moolinda because Moolinda, when she came into my stream, she was like, "Join our Discord," and I was like, "Okay." And I joined it and I started talking to them. And
I was like, join our Discord and play some League with me.
Yeah, it was
Which
awesome.
he never does, by the way. He always is like online, but not there.
If it makes you feel better, everyone in chat who just heard you say that is like, "Yep, that's right."
It's
not just you. Yeah, he's online and he will never respond.
I try, Casey. I try so hard.
I always try to get back to you. Like I don't know. At the end of the day, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was at work."
Literally though.
Grims, how about dial-up internet? I was around for that nightmare. I was actually around for because I think people, when they remember dial-up, they remember 56K. I was around for 28K, which is even worse. That's how old I am. Farrakhan remembers 28K too. God, dial-up was awful. I can still hear that sound in my head.
I remember Curse, but then it was bought out by Twitch and then immediately abandoned. So my friends started using Discord. Isn't that weird? They bought out Curse and then they're like, okay, this is gonna be a Twitch client. We will use it exclusively for Twitch things.
Farrakhan, I'm in that one for some reason. If you're in it, it's because we either invited you or I actually saw that recently. So every so often I go through the Sploosh Discord and I just recheck all the nicknames and I saw I am Farrakhan in there and I'm like, that's weird.
He's got to be Jordan.
I changed it to Irish Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Casey. Yep, they know.
Yep, that's Casey.
I think it's really incredible how nobody uses a different voice chat app now, though. It's literally all in Discord. Like, if somebody told me to join their TeamSpeak, I'd be like, I'm just not going to talk.
Yeah, literally. I'd rather just not talk and not have comms and just kind of play alone.
I mean, could you imagine like Vent trying to come out with like a phone app though, like Discord has? Like,
they might have had one actually. I think.
Did they? No way.
I feel like
I can't imagine that they did.
Because I think one time I was gonna be late to a raid, so I joined our Ventrilo server.
That's crazy.
But
I bet you that's awful.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing though when you think about it, because like Discord is a really good way to create fantastic communities. We have one here for the Kingdom. Melinda has a Discord as well with a great community. Just thinking about like the number of ways that you could interact with people and you could have as many voice and text channels as you want. I don't think I've ever seen a limit on them.
There should be.
Yeah, sometimes. But you could really cater it to your community. Skippy's confirming Vent did have an app. Oh, that was terrible. I never used it. So yeah, I think it's pretty incredible. And like, I look at my Discord now. I was telling you guys, I was like explaining to somebody about Twitch today and like streaming, and it's like, oh yeah, I told her, in fact, I texted her the link to KingLive because I was like, hey, we're talking about this. So like, yeah, that's you. I was like, jump on. So she might be here ghosting as a guest. That'd be kind of cool. But I was like, yeah, it's like this guy in North Dakota that I don't know, and like this girl in Tennessee is like a guest, and like we had a guest from Canada. We had 2 guests from Canada. We had a guest from Australia. We had guests from all over the place, you know. And then it's like, where else would you get? Like, I couldn't imagine gaming without all this ability to make friends online and like cultivate that friendship. Because
Yeah.
like I don't have any friends that game out here. You know, like I don't have any gaming friends. So it's like,
I have a few. It's a very slim few, and most of it comes from college, and they're like all guys. So it's like one of those things where I just like slip it into conversation sometimes whenever it's like they don't expect me. Like for example, one time, like because they don't expect me, people just don't expect me
Yeah, the
to. You know what I
cheerleader
mean?
to be like start talking
Yeah,
about like Dead
and
by
so
Daylight.
there was this guy in college last year, and he was talking about I don't remember what game he was talking about, but oh no, he was talking about Doctor Disrespect, and I was like, yeah, I just like started like adding my input in, and he turned and looked at me like I just like told him the best secret that he's ever heard in his life, and he was like, wait, you know who that is?
He's
I'm
like,
like,
I'm gonna marry that girl. That's
literally, no, it was just my friend. But yeah, so he was really excited about it. So I kind of like don't really talk about it that much in person, but like if I have input to like add to like a game or like you know what I mean, I kind of do that and kind of meet people like that. So
Goatus
I
likes
don't
to
know.
steal our thunder on occasion with the dog.
I love the dog. I wish my dog would come upstairs and love
my wife just left for work, so like she was freaking out because she didn't think anybody was home. She's like really excited to find out that I'm home.
me. I love the dog.
like, hang
I
out.
love dog.
The other dog doesn't give a shit. She's downstairs, not coming upstairs.
I don't think I've ever seen the other dog on your stream.
Very rarely does she come on. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's just like she's old. She does her own thing. She's
that's
kind of
okay.
grouchy. She's like me.
Yeah, that's the dog that you picked out. You're like, yep, that one.
That's the one.
That's the dog we found together. My wife and I. We found it. It was a stray, and we've literally had it for like as long as her and I have been dating. Dog's 14. It's been around a long time. She was
Wow.
just an OG.
Yeah, my cat
I got
was
this
14 and he died
Aw.
last February. It was so sad, and we haven't gotten another one because my
That's when I
parents
met
were
you. I
no
remember.
cat.
You were very upset about that.
I was very
As you
upset.
should.
Do you want a hedgehog?
Yeah.
Do I want a what?
A hedgehog? I got a hedgehog you could
A
have.
hedgehog. I think hedgehogs are the cutest things. No lie.
Yeah, you should meet Larry.
Is that a bad thing or a good
He
thing?
Yeah,
doesn't
my
like
hedgehog
Larry.
is an absolute asshole. He's like the meanest hedgehog. Like all those like cute hedgehog videos.
Yeah.
Not Larry.
Go
Not
to-
having any of that shit. You can't
Yeah.
like hold him. They'll just bite you.
Goatus
just, like,
is just
quills
upset
you all
that he
the
has
time.
more Instagram followers than him.
My hedgehog is popular.
Hedgehog.
He's got like thousands of followers. Yeah. He's doing
Wow.
well.
That's awesome. He's doing
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, he's
He's
doing
a
pretty well for
hardworking
himself. Yeah, he does. He does pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
For a guy that eats worms and shits onto the wheel.
Exclusively.
I know a few guys like that actually in person.
That's all they do.